cassette scene and DIY music, you might know this book already, Cassette Culture, Homemade Music and the Creative Spirit in the Pre-Internet Age. This is the book by Jerry Kranitz, which was published on VOD, Vinyl on Demand, in Germany in 2020. It's published as an edition, so there were 500 copies of this book made, and as you can see here, it comes with actually not one but two CDs. There's one on the front cover, one on the back cover, and it's got a number of color images in here illustrating releases. It's got a really nice section on creative packaging, and it is a really weighty tome here. But those 500 copies are long gone, and if you can find it now, it's really expensive. So the good news is the second edition of Cassette Culture has just been published. It's published as a paperback. It's really nice to read and have in your hands, and although this one is really lush, it's really heavy and actually makes it quite hard to read. So this new version is available as an ebook, so you can get it in your Kindle, and you can get it from Amazon and a number of choice music retailers as well. One of the things that I really like about this book is that it gives a sort of context for the artistic scene, which other books that have come out in the same space don't quite have that. This is not about cassettes as a medium, or any kind of section like that. It's about what people did with them and what the cassette enabled artists to do, which was create the DIY network. So more than anything, I think this book is about that network. It talks about many of the artists that were involved in the whole scene, and still got some great illustrations and photos of packaging. But it also has a historical context of the precedents which kind of went before this. So it's got a nice kind of relation to the Fluxus movement, and it talks about Sun Ra, who also shared the whole drive to retain control of the means of production. So lots of Sun Ra stuff is made by him and the band with handmade packaging, and was hand delivered to retailers, and they really kind of kept control of their own thing. One of the criticism I had heard of this book is that it's very US centric, but actually it's not really the case. There's a very accurate context here of the UK DIY scene in the sort of post-punk era that really names all of the major players in that scene. I think the thing is, there'll be a whole lot of artists which you may not have heard, because there were just so many artists involved in the cassette underground, and it was like little network cells. So there'd be groups of artists who circulated in the same kind of scene, and they may not necessarily cross over with other artists, but occasionally they would, and bigger networks would be formed. So